So this is the Hooga HG300. Now, Hooga Health are well known for their exceptional value. In fact, their Hooga Pro 300 is extremely popular and did really well in my budget tabletop comparison series. I'll talk more about that later. But this panel here is not their Pro version. This is the most basic red light therapy panel you can get. In fact, it's so basic, not only does it not have a timer, you can't even get a stand for this. I simply have it sitting here on my desk. But despite the lack of features, it still does a pretty good job on the performance front. As you can see here, I tested the wavelengths with my spectrometer, and yes, there's a nice peak of 660 nanometer red light. In fact, there is a decent amount coming from 650 right through to 660, which is neat. And then we have the 850 nanometer near infrared light. So yes, there are only two wavelengths here, your 660 and your 850. Very old school, I guess. There's no 810s or 830s or 630s here. But remember, these were the wavelengths that I used to use for many years before all these other wavelengths were out, and I had exceptional results. So I'm sure the HG300 is going to do exactly what it needs to do. In terms of optimizing mitochondrial performance, you're going to see pain reduction, you're going to see inflammation reduction, improved skin, improved wound healing, all that good stuff. As for the raw power numbers, I had a peak reading of 69 milliwatts over centimeter squared with an average reading of 55 milliwatts over centimeter squared. This is a decent figure, especially for an entry-level red light therapy device. The total wattage I had was 23 watts, and this puts it about mid-pack in regards to all the tabletop red light therapy devices I've tested in the last year or so. So what does this mean in real-world terms? Well, deeper tissue treatments such as joints, muscle, organs need about 50 joules per centimeter squared of energy. Superficial treatments on the surface of the skin, about 10 joules per centimeter squared. That means if you're using this panel at a distance of about 6 inches, you're going to need about 15 minutes per area for the deep tissue treatments and about 3 minutes for the superficial skin and wound healing benefits, which is pretty good. And given the size of this panel, you can easily do your whole face in a couple of minutes, no issues. Likewise, the size is going to be adequate if you want to treat, say, a sore elbow or a knee. Now the HG300 has 60 LEDs. You're either getting your 660 nanometer red light or your 850 nanometer near infrared light. Now the real appeal of the HG300 is its price. It retails for an incredibly low $159, and it even gets better. If you use discount code ALEX, ALEX, it'll save 5% and bring the price down to $143. Plus, if you live in America, you get free shipping on your order as well. So for $143, you can get this at your door. International customers will have to pay anything from $80 upwards for freight. And Hooga also provide a 2-year warranty on this device. I also checked the EMF levels, flicker, and sound. Now, the EMF was pretty good, no issues there. The LEDs were flickering at about 100 Hertz, which is something we often see in lower priced LEDs. The big issue though was the sound. When this device is running, it's putting out a sound level of 51 decibels. A little bit higher than we typically see with tabletop panels, but the most annoying thing was the sound itself. It's got quite a grunty whir. It's hard to explain it. Usually panels put out more of a white noise type whir. It's not a deal breaker, but something I thought I'd mention. Okay, so what do I like about this panel? Well, of course, the size is great, especially if you're new to red light therapy and want to treat your face or a sore knee, for instance. The power is also good, no issues there, but the main draw card of this product is of course the price. $143 is exceptional value. Speaking of value, I crunched the numbers and you get a $1 per wattage figure of $6.20. Now to put this in perspective, I recently looked at a dozen tabletop red light therapy panels to determine which one was the best from a budget point of view. Now the top two winners in this video had a $1 per wattage figure of $14 and $9.50. Remember, lower is better. This came out to be $6.20. It's crazy, amazing. $6.20 is even bigger than some of the mega panels I've tested with, say, 600 LEDs. Typically with the larger panels, you can better power output and better cost per production, better value. For something so small to come in at such a great price, it is rather extraordinary. But is it too cheap? Have Hooga cut too many corners here? And are you going to get something that just doesn't work or has too many issues or just dies after a couple months of use? Well, let me talk about this. There are a few downsides. Firstly, you're only getting 2 wavelengths here. You're not getting your more advanced spectrum that we're seeing in newer panels. Secondly, it is a very basic design. There's no control panel. There's no timer. All you have is 2 big buttons on the top. Speaking of those buttons on the top, the cord gets right in the way of one of the buttons. It is a little bit frustrating, but given the price, you'll probably put up with it. The sound and the flicker may put some people off, but the bigger issue is the fact that there's no stand for this. There's no built-in kickstand, and there's not even rubber feet on the panel, saying that you can simply stand it on a desk or a table and it will stand upright, which is great. However, I'm a little bit nervous it's going to leave some scratch marks. It does also come with a hanging kit, so you can hang it from the wall and adjust the height, or even hang it from the back of your door. So that is pretty cool. Overall then, should you buy this? Well, Hooga have come up with something at an ultra low cost that is going to work. It does the job. And if you're on a super tight budget but want to tap into the benefits of red light therapy, then yeah, this is a great option. Secondly, if you're someone that thinks red light therapy is just too good to be true, but you are curious, you do want to try it, but you can't justify the $500 or $1,000 to buy a large panel, again, this is another great option. Spend 140 odd bucks, play around with it for a few weeks and see if it works. If it does, then hey, keep using it or go out and buy a bigger one. But if you are serious about making a purchase, there are two other options you should consider. First is the Hooga Pro 300. Now the Pro is quite similar to the base version. You've got the same amount of LEDs, a similar power output, and the same two wavelengths. However, it comes with a built-in adjustable stand, and it's also modular capable, meaning you can clip multiple panels together to create a larger array. You're also getting a nicer design. It looks a little bit better. It's got some rubber feet. The switches and the power cord are on the side. And I should mention that the LEDs are dual chip, meaning you're going to get better light dispersion. But you do have to pay $100 more for all of this. Really, it comes down to the stand. Think about how you plan on using your device. And if being able to sit it on a stand and adjust that stand is going to be appealing to you, then yeah, spend the money. Next, we have the Mito Red Light Mito Pro 300. Again, 60 LEDs, similar power output to this. However, there are a few more features. You're getting a nice LCD control panel with a built-in timer. You're getting a stand that's included. You're getting a 3-year warranty instead of 2. And you're getting 4 wavelengths, 630, 660, 830, and 850 nanometer light. But you are paying for all of this. That retails for about $330 after using discount code Alex. Look, if you've watched all this and you're still undecided, be sure to check out this video. This is my budget tabletop comparison video, and I look at a bunch of panels, including panels from Hooga and Mito Red. Otherwise, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you myself. Bye.